This is a fun thing to do in music, is to set up an expectation, but then upend that expectation. Don't give people what they expect. Hey, I'm the Etc. Kid. Thanks for watching. Coming up is a behind-the-scenes look at my process of arranging my Uncover of Tragedy. So I made my decision. I'm doing Tragedy. I did not expect the first one I would do with these is the Bee Gees track, but there it is. According to my schedule, I've got about half an hour to just mess around on the roads. I can say right off the bat that I'm not going to do it as fast as they probably did it. So it says moderate disco tempo. So disco is, I think generally around 120. Tragedy, when the feeling's gone and you can't go on, it's a tragedy. When the morning cries and you don't know why, it's hard. When the morning cries and you don't know why, it's hard. One of the things, when you're learning a song is trying to figure out where in your voice you want to sing it. You might want to play it higher or lower. So for me, I'm essentially a baritone, which means the upper part of my range is that I can sing full voice is D, E flat, F if I can push it. But if I try to sing higher than that, my voice will crack into falsetto. Certain kinds of vocal, you want everything to be consistent. You want to sing in one style the whole way. The way I sing isn't necessarily like that. Sometimes I like switching between fuller voice and falsetto. When I sing a lot lower, my voice is more raggedy and a little more distorted. But when I'm in this middle range, where I'm singing, it's a lot clearer, and then falsetto is probably where I sing the most clear. I don't know how this was performed. I still cannot hear it in my head. I'm sure I've heard this track, but the Bee Gees tended to sing in falsetto during this era, and the register it's written in. Here I lie in a lost and lonely part of town. It gets pretty high for a falsetto. You mean to sing up because you got these Fs. But I know right away I'm not going to do it in falsetto. I don't think I would like how I would sound doing the whole melody in falsetto. And I tend not to like singing melodies in falsetto where I'm singing lots of short phrases. For me, I generally prefer falsetto to be more of a soaring. I like long notes in falsetto. I like dipping into falsetto. Now, obviously, when I'm scat singing or something, I'll spend a lot of time up in falsetto. But melodically, to me, falsetto is like flying, gliding almost. I tend to do a lot of sliding between notes, so I don't think this would really fit the way I like to sing falsetto. But I'm liking. If I sing in that register, it's a really natural part of my range. So I might not transpose this. I might do this in the original key. I don't know if this is... Sometimes when they publish a song in a book like this, they actually do a different key than the original recording of it. So I don't know who knows what they originally did, but I might just stick it. I like E flat. The only question is, there are these Fs. And in order for me to hit the Fs, I'm going to have to belt it out or switch into falsetto. That's something I'd figure out. Do I want to belt it out? What is the vibe that I'm going to feel this? We can be inspired by the lyrics and let that drive us, so we can be inspired by something in the music itself more, in the melody and the chords. I tend to be driven more by melody and chords in terms of shaping the emotion I'm trying to convey. And then, so for me, lyrics are often a further shaping of the emotion, but not the source of the emotion, if that makes any sense. But if we look at these lyrics, I'm not going to try to do some sort of complex analysis of them, but the name of the song is Tragedy. It's melancholy at best. I'm not going to sing this with a lot of bravado. The part that I'm less sure about at this point is the chorus, to make it something that I don't find to be cheesy. The verses, I think, will be pretty easy to come up with something that feels good. But the chorus, Tragedy. The Bee Gees, tend to sing with this in this era, the stuff I remember hearing in a very percussive, quipped kind of way often, and I'm definitely not going to sing that way. I don't feel that. So I'm guessing, and I could be wrong. Again, I don't remember this, but I'm guessing they probably sang it tragedy, very da 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 da. Almost like a percussionist. They probably articulated the notes pretty clearly and rhythmically. I know I can say right away I won't be doing that. I'm going to be probably going a little more, trying to be more flowy. I don't know if that's not a strict musical term, flowy. When the feeling's gone, you can't go on. Tragedy. Morning cries and you don't know why. It's hard to bear with. There's some cracking. With no one to love you, you're going nowhere. You're hard to bear with no one to love you, you're going nowhere. I think that section right there is going to be the most difficult part of this track to figure out. It feels pretty cheesy. For me, it feels very melodramatic at that moment. The rhythms, it switches into these quarter note triplets, which I haven't really played accurately yet. It's in an awkward part of my range that's right in between my full voice and my falsetto. So if I'm going to sing in a full voice, I have to either get lucky and have a great take, or I have to really belt it out, which I don't know if that's the emotional vibe that I want at that moment. Hard to bear with. Well, and it goes up high. Like I cannot sing that in my full voice. No, I'll have to do Broadway style, No one to love you. It just feels forced, No one to love you. You're going no. See, that's not gonna work. Now, one option is to move it down in pitch, move the whole thing down in pitch, but I like how the verses feel. So I can move it up. Another thing is to move it up and just say that whole part is in falsetto. So I can sing that very sort of head voice falsetto-y, that lower note, but not, it's hard for me to blend it. For it to be in the sweet spot of my falsetto range, I need to move it up a bit. So the question is, do I want to do that? Or do I want to not play the melody exactly? I could change the melody some. The melody is not resonating with me anyway at that part. When the morning cries and you don't know why, it's hard to bear with no one to love you. You go nowhere. So maybe something like that. That rather than that being a climactic moment of peaking, which is, from reading it, that's, again, and who knows how, I don't know, y'all probably have listened to it now, know exactly how it sounds, I don't. Looking at it, it feels like it's a peak moment. It's the highest note in the song, that section. It goes up to an F and a G, and so typically, you're gonna, go up to that. But it just doesn't feel natural to me to go up to that. And I'm thinking that emotionally, it'll be more poignant then rather than going, I mean, from a lyrical point of view, right? It's hard to bear with no one to love you, you're going nowhere. For me, emotionally, I feel like at that point I need to start going down. So I think that's how I'm going to address. I think I'm just not even going to worry about going up because it doesn't, there's. It's hard to bear. No one to love you. I don't like it. No one to love you. You're going nowhere. No. How are we doing on time? 17 minutes. Okay. When the morning. So then, okay, I still need to decide if I'm going to do this in E minor, E flat, or if I'm going to do it a little higher. I definitely not going to do it lower. The verses. There I lie in a lost and lonely part of town, held in time in a world of tears I slowly drown. Moving home, I just can't make it all alone. I really should be holding on you, holding you, loving you. That is my peak. That's my peak in the track, which is during the verse, not the chorus. So that's what I'm going towards. I think the chorus is going to be a lower energy than the verse. You can't go on, it's a tragedy. The morning cries, you don't know why, it's hard to bear. And I don't like going to the B flat. I might do that. Tragedy when you're feeling gone and you can't go on. It's tragedy when the morning cries and you don't know why. It's hard to bear with no one to love you. You're going nowhere. Let's pencil that in. A flat, G minor, F major. Tragedy when your feeling's gone and you can't go on. It's a tragedy when the morning cries and you don't know why. It's hard to bear with no one to love. So one of the things I'm doing here is, it might be hard to hear this, but so here's the chord program. We got morning cries, we're in G minor, then A flat, at A flat, then to G minor, back where we were. Now we sort of expect to go to F minor, right? Because we got an A flat, and an A flat is what's in F minor, not an A. So, but I'm going to F. I'm landing at the saddest part of the song. No one to love you, you're going nowhere. Minor, they end on minor in the original. Major is a happier chord. But I don't know if I can articulate why I feel this, but there's something something poignant for me about hitting a sad moment over that F. And we've already established earlier in the song, well, we haven't, the original writers did, that thing where they've established their A flat over the E flat, right? And then they go to F major, which we're not expecting. This is a fun thing to do in music, is to set up an expectation but then upend that expectation. Don't give people what they expect. And that creates drama, that creates uncertainty, which makes you keep listening. If you didn't know this song at all, you would expect the melody to be like this. Here I lie in a lost and lonely part of town, held in time in a world of tears I slowly drown. And then here, this is where you'd expect this. Going home, I just can't make it. And then we'd expect G minor. All alone, but that's not what they give us. Instead, it's going home. We're in this major. We didn't expect major. We expected minor. Going home. I just can't make it. Again, now we're in F major. We're expecting G minor next, but they give us G major. All alone, I really. So me going to this F at the end, in some ways, is referring back to what they've done before, where they went from that E flat, and by extension, the A flat that's part of E flat major, to this F. So that's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to handle the ending. So they play E flat for a long time, E flat major. They play that for 8 measures, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 measures. It's a long time to be on one chord. I don't know if I want to be on one chord for that long. I'm on one chord so much when I do looping on our show, on the live stream, I might want to insert some chords, some more chords. To C minor just for some change for the second 4. I'm sort of headed in this direction is I'm actually adding a bunch of chords to this intro part. So we're in E flat as written for this first two chords, and then I'm thinking about going up to a A flat major ninth maybe for this part. And then I keep that, you know, it's A minor ninth, you got basically C minor, right? C minor 7. And I'm going to keep that when I go to C in the bass. And I'm going to go back to A flat, but I'm not going to go to A flat 9 this time. I'm going to go to straight A flat. I want to feel that moment of, for me, when you add lots of notes to chords, especially ninths and stuff, it gives you this sort of floating epic, it's not a stable sound. You take a major chord, right? That is just so rooted in the ground. You just feel so stable, right? You're in a chair and it's stable. Yeah, you start adding notes, like a major 7th. That, to me, that major 7th, it's like a question. There's a question suddenly that I hear. And when I add a 9th, it's almost like an answer to the question. But that question is still there. When you're here, there's no question, there's no answer, you're just there. So I like having that feeling of it's hard to articulate a lot of these sort of musical things that are beyond, it's more than, it's not a theory thing often, it's an emotional thing. See, that feels a little that. Oh, maybe. Slowly drown. So now that creates something that feels a little awkward now, though. Going from that A flat to the F major. Slowly drown. Maybe I descend to a G minor. Slowly drown. Going hopeless, can't make it all alone. Really just be holding on. I keep saying holding on. If this was an uncover from 100 years ago and I could do whatever I want, if I'm feeling holding on, I'll just change it to holding on. But that's a little too much of a change. In general, it's not a big deal to change pronouns, right? So often, if a song is written, it's a love song. It was originally recorded by a male artist, and he talks about she. A female artist might change the pronouns. So pronouns, that's not a big deal. I have to think if it makes sense creatively, if it's just because I'm being lazy and looking at the words and I'm not really reading it right. Holding you, loving you, loving you. Tragedy, when you're feeling gone and you can't go on, it's a tragedy. So I'm definitely not gonna sing tragedy both times. Second time, I'm going to go down. Tragedy, 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 tragedy. When the morning cries and your heart just dies, it's hard to bear. When no one wants to love you, we're going going nowhere. And the morning cries and eyes and you don't know why it's hard to bear with no one to love you. You're going nowhere. Night days burning down inside me, burning love. Wow, oh, and I didn't write my chords. A flat, major 9, C minor 7, A flat, and then G minor. I'm not going to change any more chords, I think. Lost and alone, out of town. Now I'm wondering if I maybe move this up. Maybe move it up to F sharp or something. Probably, I'm not going to make those decisions yet. It makes sense to make those decisions once I start doing Ableton. Oh, look at this. This is the best thing ever when you set a timer and I set it too early. So I've got 13 more minutes to mess around with this. This microphone refuses to cooperate. They've established this melody, this rhythm, and because I'm not really trying to read this accurately, I've just sort of kept doing the same pattern, which is da 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 da. But the holding you part actually goes holding you, holding you, holding you, loving you. But I think I sang it the way for a reason, is that for me, that is the peak of the song. It's those two measures right there. Really should be holding you, loving you, loving you. And to me, the key words in those lyrics is the hold and the love. And so they're making it in the way they're phrasing it as written. Hold and love is so short. Hold it, hold. Oh, I see. They do a bend. So they're like holding you, loving you, holding you, holding you. So both ways, the way I was singing it and the way it's written, we're holding the hold and the love for the same length of time, but they're doing a slide down. They're going ba da da. I just want to go ba da da. Oh, that feels a lot better to me. I don't like that E flat. The lead part of Lonely. Here I lie in a lost and lonely part. Yeah, I need to go up. I don't like how that sounds. Here I lie in a lost and lonely part of town. Out in time in a world of tears I slow. Wait, no, something's not right there. Oh, I see what I did. I wrote my chord in the wrong place, and then I wasn't listening, and I just played my chord how I wrote it. That's what I do. So that G minor is, I had it as a whole 4 beats. It's just gonna be for 2 beats. Why not? What I just did there is we have F. Right there we've got C. I'm gonna play an actual C chord over the G, which means we're gonna have an E, right? An E. We were in E flat to start. Now we've got an E in it. But that feels good to me. I might change my mind on that, but I think emotionally what I'm thinking about here is we have the first part, right? Here I lie in a lost and lonely part of town, held in time, in a world of tears I slowly drown. So our person in this story, in this song, that's a pretty sad moment. But then with the way the chords, they switch to major, right here, you know, going home. So this next phrase though, going home, I just can't make it all alone. I really should be holding, it's this line that is slowly working its way up. It feels as if this character is making a decision, right? Deciding, going home, I just can't make it all alone. I really should be holding you, loving you. To convince themselves this is the way they want. But where we end up is that after that realization, that's not possible anymore, or was never possible, right? I might change my mind, but for me, going to that C chord over the G, it seems so optimistic, right? Even though the words are phrased in a negative way, the implication is we're trying to convince ourselves that we can make it work, right? Going home, I just can't make it alone. I really should be holding you. So for me, the peak of the entire song is the first holding you. Alone, I really should be holding you. And then I'm realizing that's not possible as I sing the lines that follow. Holding you, loving you. There we've got A flat, and there's that sharp 4, that Lydian sound that I love, and that's our bridge into the chorus, right, with our tragedy. When a feeling's gone and you can't go on, it's a tragedy. Cries and your heart just dies. It's hard to bear with no one to love you. You're going nowhere. I think we got it. I think we have the basic framework. Now it might be nice to have some sort of intro. So maybe something like that. It could be an intro. So I'm doing some sort of like, well, I've got the major 6 on over the E flat. I'm doing that pattern over the E flat, A flat, C. So I'm using the bass notes from the verse, well, my verse chords, and then I'm going down to G. So E flat, we'll go, well, let's see, let's write it this way. Over E flat, A flat, C minor, G minor, A flat. Maybe not the B flat. Well, I got 12 seconds left. I've got the chords that I'm going to use, and there may be some adjustments once we move over to Ableton. The nature of the track, we're definitely going to have some tempo movement. It won't be a steady tempo the entire time. And just sort of figure out what kind of direction it's going to go in. So I guess this is it for the Rhodes portion. Let's move over to Ableton Live. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and come hang out with us on Twitch.